Nintendo this past year has lost a lot of my goodwill towards it. For a long time, Nintendo was seen by me as one of the last true bastions of true gaming media, while Sony, Microsoft, all these other gaming developers and publishers became absolutely infested with garbage and had made moves that actively went against fans. Nintendo stood there as the one last true thing that I could go to and be like, I know Nintendo wouldn't do this to me, right? Like, I know with Nintendo, I know I'm gonna get a good game. I know they're gonna care. I know everything about that. I know that I can trust Nintendo. And then this year happened, and Nintendo decided that they were going to do some of the dumbest things that they could have done, from ridiculous pricing decisions, from stupid lawsuits to other really, really stupid shit. Nintendo lost a lot of the love and trust I had in it. So now I see Nintendo as just another gaming company. In fact, I'm actually pretty harsh on Nintendo now, because of all of the. It's like, the rose tinted glasses of Nintendo have been taken off, and I see a lot of the dumb crap they do now. But one of the things that they still haven't ruined for me is their movies, the Nintendo movies. Now, we say movies, it's really a movie, which is the Super Mario Brothers movie, which is a good movie, by the way. Really good movie. The worst part about that movie is Princess Peach. And we have the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which was very well received. It's at time of recording, it is doing very well, and I mean, I thought it was a good movie. I really enjoyed the movie. Comparing it to the first one, I don't know if I can say which one I like better. I think they're both equally the same. I give them like an 8 out of 10. They're not high art movies, but I really enjoyed the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It had a lot of references to not just Galaxy, but other games as well. Maybe it shouldn't have been called the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and it should have been called just the Super Mario Bros. 2, and then you have elements of Galaxy, because even though it's called Mario Galaxy, you'd expect more of an Galaxy adaptation, but they take from all over the place. So, I mean, I guess I would call it Mario Galaxy. We'll leave it like that, but it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. The audience seemed to enjoy it. So it's doing well. So that's a good sequel that we have right there. So that's the first two movies we got here with our Nintendo universe. And then we have the Legend of Zelda live action movie coming out as well. And I'm cautious about it. I hope it can be good. There's stuff about it that makes me very cautious. For example, Avi Arad is going to be producing the movie, and that's a bit then the director of the movie is the director for the Maze Runner movies. So okay, all right, I like the Maze Runner movie. So okay, all right. But then you get to the writers, and one of the writers is known for writing the Jurassic World movies and The Rise of Skywalker. Oh, fuck. Now, he did write Detective Pikachu as well. That's probably what landed him this role, is because he was one of the writers for Detective Pikachu as well. And then the other writer wrote the Maze Runner movies, okay, but then he also wrote Pacific Rim Uprising and The Adam Project. So I am a bit scared at that one, because I'm like, oh, these writing credits aren't the best, boys. So, stuff to think about when going into this. There's also the concern, is Zelda going to be a girl boss? Is Link going to get diminished in his own movie? We have to think about that, and I just pray that's not the case. But, I want this movie to be good, right? I'd love for the Legend of Zelda movie to be good. There is good things, again, also about this production, which is Shigeru Miyamoto is directly involved in it, so hopefully he can steer this movie to go in the direction we fans would want it to be. But the big thing I want to talk about now is, we've talked about the movies that are coming out. Let's talk about the movies that may happen. Now, Nintendo put out a thing where, they have projects lined up, right? Like, they want to have, like, pretty much a Nintendo movie every year. So, what this video is me predicting what could those movies be? What movies could Nintendo make? What IPs can they take that would fit a movie? So first off, I want to get out of the way the movies that we know are coming. So we have Detective Pikachu 2, a sequel to Detective Pikachu, is in development. Been in development for a while now. When it comes out, who knows? It's a race between this and Winds of Winter at this point. Then there is, obviously, we know most likely we're gonna get a Super Mario movie 3. That's the tentative title. They'll probably call it something like Super Mario Bros. World movie or Super Mario Land movie or whatever they want to call it. And from the post-credit scene, this is just me speculating off the post-credit scene, it looks like Daisy's there now, so that's awesome. You know me, oh boy, that's my girl, so I'm super happy with that. As what we do, I would assume we do something with Wario. We've had Bowser for 2 movies. He's Dry Bowser now with Bowser Jr. I think Wario is the next step because, I mean, Wario is in Daisy's debut game, is her getting captured by Wario. So, you know, I think it makes sense for him to show up in her movie debut as well. It's kind of like the Metal Sonic thing. Amy's there with Metal Sonic in movie 4 because, you know, they debuted in the same game. So I think it kind of makes sense if Daisy's going to be in the 3rd movie. We debut Wario there as well, and he's the big bad. Maybe Waluigi too. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know how they do Wario and Waluigi in this. If they want to do that, maybe they're just guys who want to, you know, like disparage Mario and Luigi's name. Or maybe they'll do a thing where they're the alternate version of Mario and Luigi and they're evil. They could do that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, but I think for this 3rd movie, Wario and Waluigi should probably be the bad guys. Bowser would probably still be in the movie, but I think he should maybe be like have a lesser role in the 3rd movie, and we do move on to Wario and Waluigi. Or they could do some other stuff because there's plenty of other villains, especially if you go into like sub-series, right? Mario and Luigi, you go to Paper Mario, you can find a lot of different things and a lot of different other characters to take and make bad guys if you go into, like, you know, the other sub-series. But I think for at least these first 3 movies, they want to do more. But for these first 3 movies, they'll stick to like the mainline Mario. And after everything they've done, I think Wario is like the only big thing that just isn't there yet besides Daisy, because we know she's going to be in the next one. I think Wario is just the next big logical step in my opinion. But if they make when they make the 3rd movie, I think that's probably what they're going to do. What game they base it on, I don't know. They don't really base it off a game. These movies aren't really based off a game. They're more or less just taking elements from all corners and putting it in, you know, a hodgepodge. It's what they do with Galaxy very much. And the first one as well. They just kind of take elements from all the games and use them. They don't really adapt one specific story in a game. So I feel like that's more or less what we're going to get in this one. I have no idea what they'll do, but I mean, I'm looking forward to it. So maybe that's what we do from our movie 3. And then Legend of Zelda, we know it's a trilogy of live action movies. Of course, we know that this is going to be a trilogy of live action movies. So we are going to get more Legend of Zelda movies. Now, what could these movies be based on? I have no idea. I don't know if they're going to do the route of like how the Mario movies, so they just take a bunch of things from the lore and mash it together, or if they're going to follow a certain game. I don't know. Or if they're going to do something entirely new. We don't know. If they're going to do an origin movie for Legend of Zelda, I mean, that would be Skyward Sword. Then after that, I don't know. I think the final one would probably have to be Ocarina of Time, I would assume. If you're going to follow a game, it'd be Skyward Sword is the first one. I don't know what you do for the second one, and the third one had to be Ocarina of Time. But I don't know what you would do for that. You know, I don't know what you do for the second one. But I'm just spitballing, right? Because they could do something entirely different. We could be getting entirely new movies, right? With entirely new stories. Or, like I said, they do a Mario thing. They just kind of mishmash things together. But there we go. So now, moving on to the movies I would assume Nintendo is probably thinking about. Or are in development at this point, and we just don't know it yet. So what IPs would work as a movie? Well, I think a big one is Star Fox. With Fox being, without shadow of a doubt, the best character in this movie, in the Mario Galaxy movie. He was just amazing, dude. He easily was the best character of this movie. He was cool. He was confident. He had an amazing fight scene against, you know, the UFO. There was the really cool scene where he's flying the Comet Observatory. The amazing 2D animated scene where they're introducing him is fucking amazing. And if they make this Star Fox movie, I want it to be 2D animated, man. I really do, because that 2D animated scene is so good. It's so good. They'll probably know it not. It's gonna be the Mario style probably. But man, dude, that looked so good. And it's just like, after watching that, it's like, how can you, after seeing Fox, you're like, how can I not want to see more of this dude? Easily the best character of the movie. They didn't like demean him or anything, right? They treated this dude, I felt like that they were treating him with gloves, being like, we can't fracture him too much, he's very fragile, we can't, really hurt him too much. That's how I felt about Star Fox in the movies. And like, yeah, I mean, I really want that Star Fox movie now. I really do. And if the idea that a new game's coming out, that is the rumor that a new game is coming out, it makes sense. You have this new game, and then just a while later we'll be like, hey, Star Fox movie, because maybe we'll have a bit of a revival with all the new fans that may have liked him in the movie, play a new Star Fox game, right? So I can see it happening. It would be the sci-fi epic for the movies, right? If Zelda is gonna be the more medieval fantasy, Mario is the fantastical, like, fantasy one, right? Then Star Fox would be your sci-fi space adventure, right? Because I mean, there'd be lots of space battles, because that's how Star Fox operates. So I think that would be cool. I think a Star Fox movie all about space battles, that'd be pretty sweet, man. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Keeping with the space theme, Metroid would probably, that's a big one, right? People love Metroid. If it's a Metroid, I want it to be kind of like a horror movie. A sci-fi horror movie would be epic with Metroid. I think that'd be great. Along the lines of Alien, that'd be fun. I think that would be really good. Is this animated or not? I'd love it to be animated, but if they're doing Legend of Zelda live action, I could see Metroid being live action too. So I would say Metroid would be great. Now, the thing about Star Fox and Metroid you do have to realize is they're not the biggest IPs. I mean, we know of them, but they're not sellers, Like, if we look at the numbers, we have Metroid. So Metroid 1 on the NES sold 2.7 million copies. Okay, pretty respectable number. Metroid 2 sold, however, and this is the big one, Metroid 2 sold 1.7 million. So it's like, ooh, that's a drop. And then Super Metroid, 1.4 million. Metroid Fusion was 1.6 million. Metroid Zero Mission was 925,000. Metroid Other M was 1.36 million copies. And Metroid Dread, which many people say is like, the best Metroid, is the most selling Metroid game with 3 million copies sold. Now, you would look at that and you'd say, hey, Metroid, that's pretty well. Yeah, but it's not a big system seller, right? Like, it really isn't. Metroid is not selling you your system. Metroid is a game you buy that's somewhat popular, right? Because, you hear the word, oh, it sold 1 million copies, and you go, that must be good. No, it's really not. In the grand scheme of things, it's not. Then we go to Star Fox. Now, the OG Star Fox was 2.99 million copies sold. Really good for them. Star Fox 64, 4 million copies sold. That's a big one, right? I would say the first Star Fox and Star Fox 64, that's great numbers. Almost 3 million copies sold for the OG, 4 million for 64. Awesome. That's great. So you're probably asking me, what are you talking about? That sounds like great numbers. Well, then we get into Star Fox Adventures, 1.82 million. Star Fox Assault, 1 million. Star Fox Command, 523,000. Star Fox Zero, the latest title, 4,400,000 console sold. 4,400,000 is how much it sold. That is not good at all. So as you can see, yeah, the first two games were really up there, but the later games were not good at all, and it has just completely tanked the series. So they're not the biggest sellers. They really aren't. How would a movie of them do? Is the question. I do think that if they market this well and they really lean into like the cooler aspects of these franchises, they could make a lot of money. I definitely think they could. Something that would make a lot of money on name alone, Kirby. If they make a Kirby movie, we're set, baby. Absolutely, we're set. People are gonna go to see that in droves. You want to get women to the theater, you show them fucking Kirby. All right, they will go. They will go to see him. All right, I will go to see Kirby because Kirby's my boy. All right, I love Kirby, so I'll definitely go to see him. Kirby appeals to everyone. Girls will go see him because he's super cute. Guys will go see him because we're like, oh, he's a small, fat little blob. I want to be him. Absolutely. Kirby, I don't think I need to say any more. We love the man. He's got lore, too. The Kirby games, they got fucking lore in them, too. They got some dark as shit lore in them, too. Imagine that. That's how you bamboozle them. You get them to see Kirby, he's like, oh, it's super cute. No. We're putting this shit going down the dark route, baby. Hell yeah. Plus, tell me you don't want to see a cool-ass Meta Knight. That'd be sweet. Donkey Kong, I believe they've already said a Donkey Kong movie is in development. Sadly, it's with Seth Rogen, and God, I hate Seth Rogen, but Donkey Kong movie would happen. It would probably expand, like, the Kong Kingdom from the first Mario movie, I would assume. We'd probably get Diddy Kong to finally speak Daisy Kong. They would all speak. And yeah, I am fine with a Donkey Kong movie, especially if you market it well. I do think it can work. You know, especially after DK Bonanza 2. I think more people are more and more willing to see a Donkey Kong movie. Another movie that is pretty out there, but I think can be cool. F-Zero. Do an F-Zero movie. Now, how would the F-Zero movie go? Well, first off, it'd have to be a racing movie, right? Like, it would absolutely have to be a racing movie. Now, F-Zero is, again, another series that it's not a big seller, right? It's even less so than Metroid and Star Fox. The first F-Zero on the SNES sold 2.85 million. Okay, decent. It's decent. Then F-Zero X on the N64 sold 1.1 million. Ooh, that's a big drop. F-Zero Maximum Velocity on the GBA sold 1 million. F-Zero GX on the GameCube sold 1.5 million. F-Zero GP on the GBA sold 160,000 sold. And then the latest F-Zero out is F-Zero 99, but we don't have numbers of that because it was a digital release. So F-Zero does not do well. We can definitely say that. But come on, it's another one of those things where I think if you lean into the cooler aspects of F-Zero, it can work. Racing movies have done well. Okay? Gran Turismo did well. F1 did well. You can do racing movies very well, and I think F-Zero, if you get the right person, we can lean into it. Especially lean into like it's a sci-fi racing movie, right? Come on, I do think an F-Zero movie can work. Especially if you get Captain Falcon by the end of the movie to give someone a Falcon Punch. Hell yeah. Alright, ready? Kid Icarus. Let's give Kid Icarus a shot. I think. Kid Icarus, I think, has been ignored for far too long. Especially after Kid Icarus Uprising, which that's the best way to bring back a fucking series. You want to talk about a franchise revival? Kid Icarus went from the OG Kid Icarus to Kid Icarus Uprising. The biggest glow up I think I've ever, one of the biggest glow ups ever to be seen in the history of anything. Oh my god, every character just got a fucking facelift. You know, that was obviously after Pit showed up in Smash Brawl, I believe, and then after that, they're like, Sakurai was like, yeah, I want to take Pit and I'm gonna do something with him, and he did. He made Pit freaking cool as hell. Kid Icarus Uprising rules, and I think if we more lean into the Kid Icarus Uprising route, we can have a pretty good Kid Icarus movie. I think that'd be pretty sweet. I would give me a big Palutena, please. And then Fire Emblem, leaning more into the Legend of Zelda route. Fire Emblem, that'd be great. Fire Emblem's an anthology, man, so you can just do a bunch of different Fire Emblem movies and not have any characters cross over. It'd be freaking sweet. I think Fire Emblem would really Like, if you're doing Legend of Zelda, come on, do some Fire Emblem, right? I think Fire Emblem is like right for the picking to be in a movie, because Fire Emblem games have like a really deep story. I think they're just ripe for the picking to be a movie. Absolutely. You can interconnect them if you want, but you don't have to. And then the last one, because if you know me, right, you're probably going, how have you gone through this whole video without even mentioning Xenoblade Chronicles? I love Xenoblade. It's one of my favorite things ever. As a movie, I don't know, because Xenoblade is so long. The stories to Xenoblade are so long. A game is really the format that could handle it. The only way I could see an actual Xenoblade adaptation being done is if it's a TV show. If we have a Xenoblade anime, is the only way I think Xenoblade could get a true, proper adaptation, because I don't think a movie's long enough to do it. Now, if we do it in a movie, it'd have to be like you'd have to condense this shit down to like a 3-hour movie, dude. Like, and it would be tough, right? It would be tough to really condense Xenoblade down, and I don't think you can do that. I would prefer, if Xenoblade ever got adapted, it's a TV show. And Season 1 is Xenoblade 1, Season 2 is Xenoblade 2, and then Season 3 is Xenoblade 3. And you add in the DLCs, right? So for Xenoblade, for Season 1, you would have Xenoblade and then Future Connected. And then Season 2, you would have Xenoblade 2. And then what you could do is you can make Torna like a spin-off, right? And then Season 3, X can be a spin-off too, by the way. You can make X a spin-off. And then Season 3 would be Xenoblade 3, and then Future Redeemed to end it off. I think that works. And you can get the cast back. It'd be sweet, actually. Or you can just take, their voice clips. Whatever you want to do. I think that's how Xenoblade should be adapted, as a TV show. I think it would be much better as a TV show than a movie. A movie would have to cut shit down. A TV show allows you to explain stuff more, I think. So there we go. That's my thoughts on Nintendo movies, on stuff that I think is probably what they could do and should do in the future for their movies. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time.